But anyway, regardless, guys, we got some StarCraft 2 going on here. As only just started, we didn't miss much. In the top left side, we got a red Terran player, newly on the team NV. He is Maru.
And his opponent down here at the bottom. He is teamless, but he is stats.
Is he not on the Freak of Freaks?
Is he on a Freak of Freaks? I couldn't tell because no clan tag.
Yeah. Silly stats. I know they don't do much with the in-game stuff, the Freak of Freaks.
Yeah, they're kind of just there as a support, which is still pretty nice.
Kozan, is mulled wine a thing in the Netherlands during Christmas? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like a German thing usually.
Hmm.
No, advocat during the holidays though. That's got to be a thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a big on with the old ladies, that's for sure.
Oh, now I feel old, like an old lady.
That's what my grandmother used to drink. But yeah, always fun seeing her a bit tipsy, walking around with her advocates. It's nice stuff. Anyway, regardless, what's going on here so far? Both these players again going a bit for the macro game, huh? Nobody looking to cheese this day. If anyone will, though, it's probably going to be this red Terran here. Dirty slide dog.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a little bit cheeky. He's throwing down that bunker in the back just to give his Reaper some room to kind of dance around. But, I mean, it's not going to really get too much. He's just going to throw down that additional shield battery, though, which is going to help out versus any sort of early aggression, because you really don't have the DPS early on to kind of kill a shield battery middle line. But, yeah, this is not really too aggressive, not really too bad here for Maru. Nice setup.
So that's just going to ignore the Reaper for now with his depth. It's just going to go across the map here. Quite interesting. I mean, he has a good shot of kind of doing the same thing that Maru's doing to him, right? So, no bad shout. Pylon here at the second base is going to allow for a shield battery to be plopped down very quickly as well. There we go.
Yeah, okay, it looks like Maru has seen that shield battery or the Stargate, so he's not really going to be too surprised here about what's coming up. The Adept, it's going to be a little bit of a nuisance. You're just waiting for that third Marine to pop before you do anything. And I think, looks like Maru's going to play this a little bit safer and go for Cyclones to kind of help out versus Oracle play, which, by the way, it is not Oracle play.
Yeah, just the Phoenixes. Phoenixes do alright against Cyclones. To see
Pretty
if
nice.
that's going to be the case. Oh, I would be surprised with that SCV actually, not going into the bunker here. That's uncharacteristic.
Yeah, we might be seeing Maru make some small mistakes here and there. I just think that it's nothing to do with his injury or anything, but I kind of feel like recently we've been seeing a little bit sloppy play out of some players you don't really expect it out of.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I'll just fly away, that's fine too. That's alright, that's okay. Gets out of there, keeps the Phoenix alive. Kind of does show that he's going for the Phoenix opening here as well, but gets the scout, sees that as a Cyclone. Did he see the third base being built as well? Yes, he did. Okay, so that's already some good information right there, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty crazy for Maru to go for that, and I think this is one of the reasons that we see this earlier robo facility. Just the fact that now that you know that he's going to be going more aggressive on the economy, you can find a little bit of a window where he's not really producing too much, and you can hit him with either Warp Prism drops or just attacking into the front to get some of those siege tanks. So yeah, I kind of like the moves that Stats is doing right now.
Yeah. Phoenix gonna transition into the Colossi. Good old standard stuff. At third base, of course, slightly behind the one of Maru, but it's alright, it's alright. We'll chrono boost out those probes when needed. Maru. It's always the question for me now. Is the Terran going to do a push as he's putting down that third base? It really hasn't been the case as much anymore, but sometimes we still see Terrans kind of mix it in, right? Just to always have that threat there to ensure that Protosses are still kind of committing to the defenses, getting extra shield batteries, investing this type of stuff. And then sometimes, you know, they don't. And then they can still get heavily punished with a push onto their own third base. And actually, Maru here coming in with quite the force. Let's see, bringing in even a Viking, 2 Cyclones, a couple of siege tanks, and a good clump of Marines. He doesn't have Stimpack nor any other upgrades just quite yet. But yeah, no shield battery there for stats either.
Oh, this is going to be bad because Maru is trying to bring in the SCVs to kind of throw down those bunkers. But the Phoenix can start to pick them off already. Those stats is just going to jump on top of this. It's going to take a couple of nice pot shots from the siege tanks. And actually, this is doing fantastic for Maru right now. All the adepts are gone. That is a big chunk of the army here. But the Colossus coming in is going to make sure that we don't really get too much further here for Maru.
Yeah, and the Colossus, they always splash here. Especially without Stimpack. I think if we did have Stimpack in this push, that would have been an entirely different fight. But the Phoenix is now as well, just kind of shutting down the retreats also. That is brutal. Maru definitely taking kind of a punch to the chin right there.
Yeah, and I mean, from here, you know, Maru's in that kind of position. He's starting to fall behind in terms of that supply. The army count is pretty high for stats. It looks like stats is gearing up for a bit of a poke as well. Actually, no, he's just going to go on home from that and get that gateway explosion. But, I mean, there's not really that much Maru can do anymore at all. He's got to play defensive.
Yep, it really does. So, does that mean he's going to try to get himself a fourth base here? Is he just going to try and entrench himself ever so more? He is still making a lot of SCVs, so I think he is just going to try to get himself into a later stage of this game. It's going to be a rough one, regardless now, because of that failed attack right there. Looking at the resource loss tab, definitely not looking all too pretty for him. And the income advantage here now going into stats' favor is going to go up even more so with that fourth base available, of course. Maru, okay, Maru will be trying his luck once again here, coming into that same location. Okay, taking out some rocks. I think that is going to increase the pathing there by too much, but alright, fair enough. Opens up his possibilities to kind of move around here.
Okay, and now this is a nice siege tank positioning, and we're actually going to see him throw down a couple of missile turrets as well to keep him safer. But yeah, the Phoenix staying just far enough back, and I mean, this is going to be a pretty nice surround for him once Stats decides to pull the trigger, which, by the way, he can do whenever he wants. Yeah, there you go.
Coming in right now. From multiple angles, those zealots on the bottom side a little bit awkward right there. Like, oh, wait a moment. Are we supposed to do something here? The siege tank's great target fire onto this, the Colossi there. And yeah, I think actually with those zealots on the bottom side, that did not go his way now because of this. Elevator in towards the other side. The rest of the cleanup is going to be quite easy here though for stats, it looks like. How many workers will he lose?
Not that many. We do have that recall. Maru's just going to focus fire them down. But again, he is just expending so many units to get not enough supply kills. So I'm just worried for him. And that's all I can say. And you know, Stats is going to be continuously chasing this down. He's got +2 on the way. He's got the Archons coming in. And there's not really the transition from Maru either. No ghosts for those EMPs, which, by the way, at this point, you almost 100% need.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Ghost against those Zealot Archon compositions, that is incredibly crucial. And yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be in time, like you said. Stats is just in a good position, right? He can decide, do I just want to make 2 expansions here? That will be okay for him, I feel like. If he wants to attack, probably going to go his way as well here. Surely the ball's on his side of the court. He can do with it what he wants. Let's see what his choices will be. A little bit of a pressure here towards the front at least. Not sure if he's going to commit fully, but he has a good shot of making this work.
You know, I kind of feel like Vikings are never really a 100% good option, even when there's Colossus on the field, just because they lose a lot of their utility once the 2 or 3 Colossus are dead. That's kind of just my opinion here. And yeah, we'll have to see if he can utilize them. But already some good EMPs on those Zealots, so those will start to fall. A little bit of a misstep here, but I think Stats, with this next big warp in, just has a little bit too much for Maru to deal with. Although, you know, saying that, he's starting to get cleaned up.
Sim City for Maru there, helping out so much, but can only do so much before the SUVs have to be pulled as well. 22 of them go down, and Maru, I mean, sure, he holds, but he doesn't. Well, I guess he got most of the Colossi there. He got most of the Archons. Those are the important units. But,
yeah.
And he's starting to get ghost here, but, I mean, that work account is just,
oh my goodness, that's
makes
sad.
you throw up a little bit in your mouth right there.
Yeah, and I mean, he's trying to take the 4th base, but it's such an exposed location. Like, you break down those rocks and you just get this massive place where you can double prong. And I mean, looking at this, we've got a couple of DTs. They kind of show themselves a little early, but they do get a ghost and a siege tank, so I'd say worth.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't need that much at this moment in time anymore, right? Just wants to kind of deny the base here. Even if Maru has some good control, I mean, again, he killed off 11 workers. Stats is trading out very favorably here.
I think it's just death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, he's just got that extra economy behind this right now. Yeah, trading out equally on the units lost tab here. Not ever going to go into the favor for Maru in this situation.
Yeah, I think at this point, Maru's going to do something that he's been kind of focusing on recently. A little bit of a turtle situation, just to make sure that he doesn't die in the next couple of minutes. Try and build up, but even just looking at what he's making, he's going pure Widow Mines and only a couple of ghosts on the production tab. So he's not really going to have a lot of refined damage here, not a lot of DPS to deal with Stats' army. That was a bit of a strange recall. Not really that many units being called back. So he is going to lose the Nexus, though.
Yeah, we'll be able to clean up the rest of this force, but you know, a pretty good pickup there for Maru, getting that Nexus. That is one of the things that was hurting him quite a bit here, right? Just Stats being on those 5 bases, being able to mine as much as he was. And Stats going to have to rebuild this right now. Has an opportunity, though, to, of course, go for the counter-offensive. Does not quite want to commit into this with mainly Zealots Archon, apparently, when there's this amount of Widow Mines and Ghost there as well.
Bit worried about that, actually. A couple of good Widowmine connections is just going to ruin your day and give Maru a really nice opportunity. Because Maru actually does have a much bigger army supply, and he actually just got a huge Widowmine shot in the 3rd as well.
Ooh, 15 workers, yeah. That's quite massive. The DTs here onto the planetary. They will be able to get rid of that very quickly. Zealots in the main base as well. Everything kind of falling apart here for both these players at the same time. Widow Mines on quite a couple of locations in these mineral fields. That is the wrong cluster of probes, unfortunately. So much stuff to watch right now. 20 SCPs.
Yeah, it's just action everywhere. Maru is actually making his way back into this game, but you know, Stats still on 76 workers. He's got 5 bases up, and Maru just really struggling to get that 4th prepared, so that's really what's killing him.
Yeah, I mean, getting that planetary kill there, quite the painful occurrence indeed. It almost makes you wonder, right? Is there a way for the Terrans to kind of stop that from happening? Those DTs, right? Is there a way to just have some sort of a sim city that makes it a lot more difficult for the DTs to get on top of the planetary, so it dies in like 6 strikes instead of just 3? Allows you to get the repairs going, maybe perhaps a bit quicker. Oh, that's a lot of Widow Mines there going down. Anyway, another Nexus falls as well. Maru, is he going to be able to escape here? Not gonna go into
Looks
the
like,
Medifex, but
well, there's no blinks. There's not really that many blink stalkers, so he is gonna be able to just kind of disengage there, and that's kind of the big thing. I would like to see him kind of go for a little bit more of a double prong because he is keeping a lot of his army at home. I don't think that's really a necessity at this point. It's a necessity to do a lot more damage than he really has been. So yeah, there we go. He is actually doing as I say, not as I do, and gearing up for that second attack.
Alright.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, getting good EMPs here, and it looks like Stat's actually going to decide to turn around instead of go for the base trade here. We'll be looking towards this other push that is happening on the other side of the map, and I think that is playing into Maru's hand because, you know what, with the 2-2 upgrades here, the infantry, they dish out quite the mean punch. Do still get thwarted from getting that Nexus, but now on the top side, I mean, there was still a cluster of units ready to take out this Nexus up here.
Yeah, that's kind of the name of the game. Maru kind of just trading out some units in the bottom, making sure that there's not a high stalker count. He is going to get cleaned up just a little bit here. He's not going to have that much to really continue the push forward. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's not really a base trade situation. It's more of a Maru losing a base situation. And I mean, his attack isn't even more committed, so Stats still just steamrolling his way forward. That was the main, by the way.
That was the main, yeah. Oh my. Rough stuff, yeah. I mean, not the main being in this location, but still, I mean, it's a Nexus that is going down. This could be the last couple of moments here for Maru in his own natural base, though, up on the ramp, trying to hold his fortress. That's a big disruptor hit, though. The blink forward's kind of indicating the end times. I'm fairly certain Maru's going to tap out here momentarily. There it is. GG Stats gets himself to victory and the first point on the board.
Nice game, just gotta say, really back and forth action. It's just Stats really had the advantage for the longest period, so it wasn't really you know, Maru just really wasn't able to ever really put the train back into his favor.
Yeah, it felt like he was getting somewhere though, a couple of times, right? He definitely made some strides and headed into the right direction, but just wasn't enough. And very quickly, Stats would react and kind of just punch him just as hard back in the face again, bringing himself into that favorable position once more. So yeah, well done there by Stats. Let's see what happens in game number 2. Yeah, Maru maybe we'll be able to do a bit better here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's Oxide. There's a good chance for him right here. You know, one thing I would love to see on this map, because I think this is kind of the map where I've seen it the most. I would love to see him go for this kind of Hellion style that I've been seeing recently, where you get a couple of Hellions and then you transition into Widow Mines. So it's just that big kind of concave where you get Widow Mines into the main base. You've got Hellions in the natural. I've seen some massive kills on that, and I would love to see that out of Maru.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed either. What I wouldn't like to see though is again the 2-base timing attacks. I mean, we saw that the previous game as well, right? Just completely destroyed, completely just slapped down. I think the time has passed for the 2-base timing attacks. Even with somebody going for Phoenixes that aren't the best in the straight-up fights, without shield batteries there as well, it just didn't work. To be fair, he didn't have stim, he didn't have any kind of upgrades there at all. I'm not sure if that was supposed to happen or if that was some sort of a mistake, and Maru thought like, you know what, let me just still try this. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
There's always that option.
Yep.
Let's see.
Loading up. Game number 2.
I'm trying to translate these messages as quickly as possible. I have no idea what's going on.
Copy paste. Yeah, I always imagine Inu's gonna tell me if there's something important here.
Yeah, he never really tells us the important things, does he, though?
Yeah, he does. It's alright.
Wait, he tells you?
Yeah.
No.
No.
You never did that for me. I feel left out now.
Really? Alright, alright. Oh, you can ask him as well, like, translate, please. And then most likely he will. That's alright. Okay, so let me see in the bottom left side, the NV Terran from the red, it's Maru.
And his opponent down here, it is the stats for Africa Freaks. Yeah, Kozan, what about the Christmas hat? I feel like he has gone to get the Christmas hat. Okay, he has definitely
I'm here.
went to get the Christmas hat.
I got another surprise. Alright, we're good. That's a proxy. You've already noticed this, didn't you? You've already mentioned it. Yeah, alright, it's all good. It's all good. You know what? Just double down on it. I think Stats also noticed. What do you think? Nice.
You know, I'm not sure. He hasn't clicked on it yet, so he doesn't know what it is.
That's true, that's true. It's like, it looks like a barracks, but what if it's a command center that he somehow managed to get this close to the minerals?
Oh, you know
Imagine
what?
getting this. Oh my god, come on SCV! Come on!
Come on.
Oh,
no. That's almost GG right there.
Oh, that is so rough. That is so rough. New SCV on the way. Come on.
Ba 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 ba.
There's no way he doesn't get this right. Ooh, good block attempt there by Stats, though. That was beautiful.
I mean, at what cost? Because you slowed down your economies a little bit slightly at the worst part of the game to do so. And I mean, I feel like he was trying to go for a 1-1-1 in that location just because he did have that very early gas. And yeah, now he's got to build it at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a bit of a hassle here. Gonna throw down another barrack. No, actually, that's the one flying backwards. And a command center. Okay, so it will be the barracks into the factory, into the command center here. Maru gonna get a bit aggressive overall. Could be Widow Mines. Could be Hellions. Let's see. Widow Mines. All right. That works out well against the Stargate.
Yeah, you know, just a standard Widow Mine drop here to kind of make up for the time that barracks is kind of just floating lazily on the way back.
Yeah, exactly. All right, it's all right. We'll have to see though if this is going to be Phoenixes. Then of course that could be a good thing for Stats here as well, right? Because the Phoenix are the best counter against Widow Mines there is in the Protoss playbook here.
Oh, definitely. Reaper as well, just gonna get in. He's got the Kiss of Death with that shade, though. Not really gonna get too much, but he does see that it's Phoenix. Fun fact. Yeah, fun fact. You can actually see the Phoenix if you're paying attention to what the Stargate is making.
Yep. So Maru most likely will be able to see this already. There's a pylon blocking that command center here for a little bit. Always a good amount of fun, isn't it? So rude.
Very rude.
We'll have to just plop it down to elsewhere. A Hellion killing a pylon. Alright, how long does this take? How many shots do you think it would take for a Hellion?
I don't know. We'll probably see it cleared up by Christmas time.
Yep. Yes, if he's probably do more damage right now, actually. Oh, it's rough.
Okay, he's going Dream style here. So he's got the armory on the way, and with that, what's going to happen is that he's got the Widow Mines coming in. They can't actually be seen. There's no observer. There's no oracle either.
They need to be picked up. They need to be picked up. There we go.
Oh,
so good.
No.
That would have been big if it did manage to get into the ground, but yeah, rough times here for Maru once again.
Yeah, and the problem is, like, when you're doing this kind of thing, you do have to expend a lot on the Widow Mines, and it looks like Maru's just kind of given up on it. Instead, is he going? Okay, I thought he was going to be going mech for a second here, getting this upgrade, but no, it's just gonna be standard stuff here for him right now.
I don't know. Could still be something, right? I mean, the Cyclone upgrade here definitely indicates that he's not just doing the regular things. Could just be that he's trying to get more on hands with the Phoenix, but there we go, repairing whatever he needs to. But
nice.
yeah, well, let's wait and see. I mean, it's a potential that he just throws down some more factory. I guess he doesn't have the second gas, the second base gas, I should say. He is getting himself a third base. I don't know. We'll see.
It's interesting. We haven't really seen anything else out of him, and that's kind of curious at, 6 minutes in the game. I guess he wants to play for the later stages of the game. That's kind of... Okay, it's mech. But, yeah, I guess that third CC kind of just tells me he wants to go for the later stages. Not really be too aggressive, and instead just kind of, take a good fight in the late game. Yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting choice here.
Can't believe nothing died. So much firepower. I guess the Cyclone upgrade not ready yet. That is the reason.
Oh, that upgrade takes so long. I think it even takes longer than Stim nowadays.
Yeah. It really does. It really does. Alright, it's finally done. Has it available here. But yeah, you called it. The mech play here. Very, very cool stuff. Don't get to see that all too often. And getting to see it against Stats is quite interesting as well, because Stats, he is a player that likes to play the macro game as well. He likes to just head into that long game, and against mech, that is quite the interesting combination, right? Although Maru already getting a bit uppity as well. Is that just securing his third? I think it could be. Yeah, he's just securing his third. Okay.
Okay, so the problem is right now, Stats, he saw that second factory, and you saw the immediate gateway explosion here. We've got Charge about to finish up. We have the Warp Prism coming on down, so while he does love the late game, even going up to the fourth just to make sure that he's okay, there is a huge window for him to just do massive amounts of damage with a couple more Warp-ins, because there's not really that many units out for Maru right now.
Yep. So he needs to have that defender's advantage here. Maybe that will be enough. The Cyclone's not really getting good connections here because of that Colossi just sweeping away from afar. Making it very difficult for them to do their job. Needs the Vikings to kind of counteract those Colossi. But at the same time, I mean, those Phoenixes there counteracting and tanking so much damage from those Vikings as well. Alright, here we go, the first fight. A lot of the units for Stats kind of attacking the supply depots and the missile turrets there. They're a bit further backwards or forwards, I suppose, for Maru. Well, maybe giving a fighting chance. Oh, that's rough.
Oh, he lost one of those Colossus to the missile turret. All the siege tanks are actually gone as well. He's going to have to wait for a resupply on those. But you know what? That was more than enough. Maru taps out, and it is a big old 2-0 GG.
2-0 GG. That's right. That's right. There we go.